everybody. Warm welcome to Amazing You podcast and YouTube channels. Thank you, everybody, for having been so faithful, for listening, watching, sharing, and subscribing. This month is 3 years since the podcast. So I'm really, really excited. This is a wonderful place where stories of resilience, triumph, and unwavering hope come to life. And in each episode, we dive into the inspiring journey of individuals who have faced the toughest challenges heads on and have emerged victorious. Our aim is to be a beacon of hope and inspiration, offering guidance to help individuals to navigate through difficult times. And whether you are facing some health issues, professional setbacks, or personal struggles, this channel is dedicated to uplifting your spirit and showing you that even in the darkest moments, there's a path to hope and triumph. So join us, everyone, as we share powerful stories that transcend adversity and reminding you that resilience is a force within us all. So be prepared to be inspired and find the strength to navigate life challenges. So this is Amazing You channel where hope takes center stage. I am your host. My name is Dr. Rani. I am a clinical hypnotherapist using rapid transformational therapy method. I am a Mars Venus life and relationship coach, breathwork coach, astrologer, tarot reader, past life regression practitioner, and life force compassion practitioner. And today, I have a very, very special guest for you. Her name is Candice Renae. Candice's journey is a testament to the power of transformation and resilience. Her life was marked by codependency on people, drugs, and sex. And in 2018, her spiritual journey began, and it led her to experience profound personal growth. Warm welcome to you, Candice, to Amazing.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You are very welcome. I am really excited. I love your energy. Just looking at you on Messenger, I remember you sent some videos, and it's very rare for people to send videos. So I was really looking forward to talking to you today. And a big thank you to our friend, Neta, who connected us to each other.
Thank you.
You are welcome. You know, I was blown away, Candice. When I was reading your bio, I say, wow, this lady has overcome so much. So would you please share to the audience, tell us briefly about your story, Candice?
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's really an honor to be here and to be able to share. So I appreciate that. It's so important, even if it's just like one person that hears this and it allows them to take that next right action, then we are light workers, right?
Yes.
First of all, I'm just an ordinary girl, who desired to create an extraordinary life. And I didn't grow up knowing that I could do that, small town girl, teenage parents, and yes, became very, very dependent on my resilientness, and yes, throughout my life, I carried that blame and shame and, game up until 40 years old, which was around 2018, after losing my fiance, walking into the hospital with him and watching him die in front of me. I always say now he lost his breath so I could find mine. And even at 2014, the darkness just took me, in that year. And finally, 2018, when you just finally get sick and tired of being sick and tired, a beautiful book actually fell into a Kindle of my friends. And yeah, it introduced me to Gabby Bernstein. I got deeply engrossed in, witnessing my behavior. It was not comfortable. And just choosing something new, choosing something that I'd never tried before, having more of a childlike view on life, curiosity. And then, yeah, just deep diving into it, because I figured if I could create such chaos in my life, then what if I turned my thoughts around? Like maybe I could create this beautiful, magnificent
Yes.
world. And yeah, it led me down a journey of just uncovering, unlearning, remembering who I truly am, and trusting that inner wisdom that I always had, from a little girl to now.
Yes.
And yeah, just enjoying the becoming. I say I've not really uh, been anything new. I just became who I truly was.
I love that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow. When you said about Gabby Bernstein,
Yeah.
that is really uh, that is really interesting, because I met Gabby Bernstein last January, when
Yeah.
it was the first event that she had after the pandemic, and she came to London. And I was really, really, I love every minute of her session, of her workshop in London. And she shared about her story. And can you share to the audience, because I know your story and I know her story, what is it that you could relate with her story when you look at yourself when you were reading her book? And what is that book that you were
Mm.
reading about her?
Oh, yeah. The universe has your back. This was the first self-help
Okay.
book I ever read. Um, it actually was in a Kindle of a friend of mine, and it was a dude. So he was like, "Where's this? What is this book, Candy?" And I was like, "I don't know," but I saw her face. I saw her on the front, and I was like, "Oh, she looks kind of like a cool lady." I didn't read it then. That was late 2017. Well, in 2018, it came across again.
Okay.
But and so I thought, well, let me dive in. And I couldn't put it down. The fact that she can share her shame, share her jealousy,
Mm,
share her comparison,
mm,
just bringing all of those parts, right? We all have these little parts inside of us that we packed away,
yes.
right? To just be able to bring them to the light and be like, why do I hoard, things? Or, why do I spend money on stupid stuff, but yet it takes me 45 minutes to pick a shirt out for myself? Like little things like that, like in different areas. I was just like, wow, she's brave.
Mm,
I want to be brave like that.
yeah.
I sat in her master class, her level one. I was by myself in this room with like 350 amazing women like yourself. I cried the whole time.
Mm,
I didn't talk to anybody hardly, but they knew. They were holding me.
oh,
They were holding me. And like you said, like from beginning to end, Gabby is just about the collective, what is of the highest good for all. So to put herself on the block, right? To put herself on Front Street, like who are we, right? Who are we to judge
yeah.
when in fact, yeah, we just have to like turn inward, turn inward, turn inward. So yeah, her honesty, her integrity.
Mm,
Wow, even when it does feel like crap, right? To just be like, oh yeah, I did lie about that. I did manipulate that person. I did, like just epic, epic. I love her. Thank you for
oh,
asking.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Because I attended her workshop and I cried like you,
Yeah.
from the beginning till the end. And I didn't want to speak to anybody, but everybody who were attending there, every person who was attending was going through that same experience. Everybody could
Yes.
connect with her, and that part of us that was feeling heard, that was feeling that needed to be to be to be expressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
It
I
was
am glad.
safe. It
Sorry.
felt safe. It was
Yes,
safe,
absolutely.
so safe. And I've not felt safe in my life a lot. And it helped me to just start building that cocoon,
Yes.
to where I was like ready to be the butterfly. So it was great. Yeah.
You made some very important things. You mentioned that you never felt safe. Can you tell us a bit more about that? Because I'm sure the audience would like to know, what is it that made you never felt safe in your life as a child, Candice?
Um, I was always the, wild child. I always, I wore my Easter dress belt for a headband and a dog collar for a belt,
Okay.
and like I said, my parents were young and they did
Mm,
the best they could. They only knew what to teach me
mm,
because of what they were taught. And I know that now, but I did carry a lot of resentment toward them.
mm,
And honestly, I thought they hated me.
mm.
I thought my parents couldn't stand me because I always liked the people that looked different from me. Growing up in the South, I always would come home with a young boy, he told me he was Indian, but in fact, his mother was black his mother was white and his father was black. But he was told to come to school and say he was Indian because it was 1980 in the middle of this, lower in the South, right?
Wow.
So I was shut down, shut down, shut down. They're not like us, and just my light just kept getting dimmed and dimmed. I grew up with three sisters. We
Okay.
all were just doorsteps. We all wanted attention of our dad. We wanted to
Mm,
be good, right? Let's be good. So we get our candy, or
yes.
let's learn our multiplication tables so we don't get our butt whooped, and again, I love my parents. I mean, they did what
Yes.
they could do, but
Absolutely.
yeah, it's just definitely how I grew up. Not feeling safe to even trust to talk who I liked, not feeling safe to say, I need help with this. I don't know how to learn this. Help me. Because, like I said, they didn't know how to teach me. And so they lashed out with anger, or you should know that, or, and in fact, it stifled me, until I just became the okay, but I learned to lie.
Mm, yes.
I learned to freaking lie to be
Wow.
accepted.
Absolutely.
And then that I carried throughout my life.
Mm,
Don't let them see that part of you. Oh, smile. My mom would always be like yelling at us, and then she'd answer the phone, hello. We'd be standing there like, oh, no. So, it was all like, don't shame my name. My dad
yes.
was huge on that. Don't do something that's going to shame our family. And
Yes.
unfortunately, I wanted to live my life, even at 5 years old, even at 3 years old, even at 7, even at 14, even at 16, So, uh, yeah, I hope that helps. It really does feel good to know at 17, when I ran from that town after graduating high school,
Okay.
that it wasn't about that. It wasn't about them. It wasn't about the shitty little town. It wasn't about any of that. It was about who I was and
Wow.
who I wanted to be.
So,
And I just forgot. I forgot. So I remember now.
I think a lot of people, I'm sure, would be able to relate to that because as
Yeah.
children, we all adopt different roles in order to cope in our family.
True.
It's like we can play the role of the sick child, we play the role of the caregiver, we play the
Yeah.
role of the rebel, we play the role of the perfectionist
Yeah.
because we want to be seen and we want to be heard and we want to be loved. And and our family conditioning, our environmental conditioning is not always is not always the is not always the right environment that encourages us to express ourselves,
Yeah.
and that impact on us little children. And Dr. Gabor Mate used to say that whenever the children experience traumatic experiences in their life, they never blame the caregivers. They start to blame themselves. You and I
Yes.
started to blame ourselves. Yeah, because we won't blame our school or our teachers or our family or our cultures. We blame ourselves because we think it's something wrong with us. But this is what we grew up. We didn't know any better. But I think when you started that journey of working on you, on healing yourself, that is that is when we start to realize that it is our responsibility. It's no more our family did what they could with what they had. I think we are very grateful because giving us birth is not something easy that they did.
No.
And raising us up.
I thought that too. My mom, she was very brave, 15, 16, having
Yes.
babies.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I never did that. And if I were to have gotten pregnant at that age, would I have had the baby? Like, that's brave. Yeah. So, yeah, she definitely was a brave woman.
Yeah. And not only she was brave to carry children at that age, but also brave when we look at our stories, at their own stories of our family, how
Yeah.
much trauma they are carrying.
Mm.
That is even brave, a lot of braveness to keep that inside and to bring that until we start to do the work and heal ourselves. But that is a lot that they've been carrying. That is really a lot, and we have to be very grateful for making us be here at this time on earth. Yeah.
Absolutely. We're chain breakers, you and I, We're
Yes.
change makers. And
Absolutely.
I'm proud to be a part of that movement.
Yeah. And we are very lucky to be here at this time.
Yes.
Yeah. And so many people need to hear your voice, Candice. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
And can you share with us, Candice, in 2014, you said that you experienced the profound loss is the death of your fiance.
Yeah.
How did that event, I know it was very traumatic, how did that event serve as a catalyst for change in your life?
I hit my bottom. I
Mm.
had my bottom. Ooh, I just got chills. Woo! And it's hot here in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yes.
I had my bottom.
Mm.
I ended up on somebody's couch. Then I finally, months later, got an air mattress and ended up on their floor.
Mm.
Um, I finally, I look back now and it was all manipulation. It was all victim.
Mm.
I was playing the victim
Yes.
so much, isolation,
Mm-hmm.
playing the, protector, like, oh, don't get close to me. I'm poison, love is boo boo. Like, I hit my bottom.
Mm.
And, I acted out. Oh, I acted out. I did, a lot of damage to my body, to other relationships. And yeah, it really came to an head when my fiance's, and even saying this, I feel a little shame, but I'm going to share it anyway. Even my late fiance, his best friend, was who I fell at the doorstep of, and I manipulated him
Mm.
to try to, move into his bed.
Yeah.
And he told me, and it was the greatest assignment that I've had. Well, one of them, but he told me that he didn't like me that way,
Right.
that we had, and that was like, whoa. And
Mm.
so then again, I wanted to act out. I wanted to act out, but I was happy that he shared his truth with me
Mm.
because, Tyrone losing his breath and that happening so quickly and just like overnight almost. And then me moving right along very quickly, a year or two in, trying to manipulate another man, to save me, right?
Yes.
And then him telling me his truth, I was just like, whoa. I was like, okay, this is it. And then, like I said, then that the book fell into the Kindle, and I was just like, I was reeling inside, but I just kept hitting my knees. I
Mm.
kept asking for help. I
Okay.
started leaning on a higher power that I had forgotten that
Right.
was with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kept hearing these words, just like community,
Mm.
community, compassion, like all these words. And that was something that I didn't have. I stayed by myself. I smoked a lot of weed.
Mm.
I would do pills to try to sleep. I'd smoke weed to wake up. I was on cigarettes at the time, so I was smoking cigarettes. I quit cigarettes in 2018 or 2016. Woo!
Congratulations.
So a lot of things, but he helped me truly, and that was huge because I had always felt unworthy without a partner, right? I'd always felt unsafe to talk to women because I didn't trust my sisters or my mother, right?
Yeah.
And so I just knew I wanted a different way. And, being in Facebook, you're scrolling, you're like, these people are killing it. What is happening? You just go into it like, what are these people doing? I
Yeah.
want to feel this way.
Mm.
And yeah, I happened upon Gabby, and yeah, that started it all. But just massive knee hitting, bottom to where I was broken my bank account, I was broken my heart, I was broken my mindset, I was broken the energy that I was putting out was just like, I look back now and I'm just like, oh, that poor woman, like bless her. And
She was in
until I was
pain, you
able,
know. You were in pain
yeah,
at that time, and you were using all these different things. What were you trying to achieve using drug, using sex? What were you trying?
numb, numbness,
Okay.
feeling, yeah, to just numb out so I didn't have to look at the real issue, which the only common denominator in
Mm,
all that stuff was who?
yeah.
Me.
Yeah, but you didn't want to feel the pain of all those, of the death of your fiance. You know, it's like all these
Yeah,
were means for you to suppress the
yeah.
emotions and the pain inside. So,
Oh, I blame myself. Yeah, I blame myself. I should have made him go to the doctor. I should have done different. I should have listened more, like all the things. But yeah, grief is a wild little emotion. It brings a
yeah.
lot of best friends.
Mm,
It brings shame.
yes.
It brings blame. It brings sadness. It brings anger, resentment. Like it brings in so many of the other emotions that it can be tricky to navigate.
Yeah. And thank you so much for sharing all that,
Oh,
Candice.
thank you. You're welcome.
And you also mentioned in your bio that you found yourself in 30,000 US dollars of debt.
Oh yeah.
Can you tell us about that and what steps did you take to address, to overcome this debt?
Well, I worked for Blockbuster Video for 12, 13 years. I don't know if you've heard of them.
No.
Um, and after we dissolved in 2011, finally, the internet came into play. Yeah, I just quit paying my bills. I just,
Right.
I was just like, well, I don't have a job. I got this severance package. I got enough to carry me through 6 months, and I just stopped paying my bills. I
Mm,
stopped being responsible for anything. And how did I get back on track?
mm,
Witnessing it, first of all, you know, and sitting with it.
okay.
And yeah, just sitting with it. I
Mm,
had all my bills in a box.
okay.
It's funny, I actually slept with my bills under my bed.
Right.
Like, what a shitty energy is that, right? To just have your bills under your bed, just like sleeping on them and worrying about them, just like a pillow. Like, it was crazy. I was like, what are you doing? And so I literally, um, I would just go through them and I would write, thank you for the money for this bill.
Okay.
Thank you for the money, even if I didn't have it. And it was
Yes.
something I learned from another amazing book that's really helped me.
Mhm.
Or I would say, thank you paid when I could pay it.
Yeah.
And I partnered with, a couple of consolidation companies, and they really helped me but just self-responsibility. Self-responsibility. I wanted to blame Blockbuster.
Yeah.
I wanted to blame, having to move from Pittsburgh back down to the South. I wanted to blame still. Back then, I was just still in that blame. But yeah, I couldn't blame anybody because all those bills had whose name on it? This girl's right here.
Yeah.
So just starting with the smallest bill and paying it, and then taking that money I was putting toward it and then putting it toward the next bill plus an amount, and then just working my way up. Yeah.
I think that is a very good practice that you started with the bills by being grateful for the bill, by saying thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they gave us a service, right?
Yes.
If we had to pay I got a loan for this RV, right? What if I had to come up with 20 grand immediately instead of being able to pay it off as we can? Our phone, same thing.
Yes.
We complain about the service or the disconnect or whatever, but we get to use a month in advance.
Absolutely.
Before we actually have to pay our bill. So yeah, I just had little tweaks in my mind.
Gratitude is super powerful, because once you start to be grateful, it's like you attract more abundance, and that is life-changing because gratitude is a very high vibration. It vibrates very high. And the more you are grateful for what you have, the more you can appreciate things, that you are more open to receiving things in your life.
Yeah. The universe gives us more things to be grateful for. Absolutely. If we complain constantly, well, the universe is going to give us more things to complain about.
Yes, that is completely true too. Yes. Can you share with us, Candice, what other practices that you incorporated in your routine? Because at the beginning you mentioned you didn't have any self-care, you didn't do any positive self-talk, but slowly you started to, what kind of practices did you start to incorporate in your life?
Well, they were very subtle.
Okay.
Because I truly believe, and I've learned this from Gabby, that small right actions, right? Just small right actions. Even if, say, for instance, I'm already half into the behavior of acting out, we can always choose again.
Yes.
So she taught me this choose again method, and I think it's really profound and so simple. And it's simply where we just witness our behavior, witness our whatever it is, witness the thought, behavior, action, just witness it without judgment.
Okay.
That's so important. Without judgment.
Yes.
And then just reach for a better feeling, right? Just reach for a better feeling. It doesn't have to be about the topic that you're on, right? It could be just reach for your dog or move your body, like literally get up and then forgive ourselves, right?
Yes.
Forgive our thought. Have you ever thought of forgiving a thought? Like that was like so profound for me. I was like, oh, I can forgive a thought and just, keep it moving. So witness the thought or the action, just be able to witness it without judgment, just as if you were like standing across the room watching yourself, and then just reach for a better feeling and then forgive ourselves fast, forgive the thought, forgive the action. It's really good.
Thank you. And how important has forgiveness been in your life, Candice?
It's freedom.
Yes.
It's so freeing.
Tell us about that. Tell us about the power of forgiveness in your life.
Yeah. It's allowed me to live my life genuinely. It's allowed me to be unapologetic about asking for what I desire. It's allowed me to have more fun. It's allowed me to let people off the hook because we're all in this together. And I kind of look at people now as a mirror and a reflection, right?
Yes.
So if something creates emotion in me, then there's something there, you know?
Yeah.
If I'm just like low key chill and, somebody flips me off driving or, whatever, I'm just like, I do this. This is my bird. This is my birdie finger. I'm like, I love you. It doesn't bother me. I'm less reactive, I don't allow myself to get involved in other people's emotions. And when I do, I'm able to come back quick. Just honoring the feeling, choosing a new story. And then using, this space especially is so big on comparison and like I should be further along or, oh, I think I could do that. And just using that. I learned this from Abraham Hicks, Esther and Jerry Hicks. I know you've heard of them.
Yes, I
Yeah. She teaches driftwood, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we see something that someone else has, it's just driftwood that is that much closer to us. And again, with that mirroring and that reflection, when I used to see a couple together, right, I would be like, they look happy. I bet, da 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 da. I would so freaking judge it and just hear, and I didn't even know who these people were, right?
Yes.
So just now, though, now is way different. I'm just like, oh, they're so sweet.
Yeah.
Look how he's holding her hand, or someone in there. And it's a mirror, right?
Yes.
The reflection was, hey, that's me. And the mirror is like, if it irritated me, then there's growth there.
Yes.
So, yeah. Those are a couple of nuggets.
I think that's very helpful because every trigger we have, it is telling us that we need to look inside, be curious about it.
Yes.
And be compassionate about it because there is a story behind it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love Wayne Dyer talks about being curious. He's another spirit guide of mine. I love it.
Oh yes, all those that you mentioned, I have been watching and following them. Oh my God, it's been so life-changing reading those authors' book. And
oh goodness.
oh yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Absolutely, yes. And I would like to ask you, Candice, today. We are coming closer to the end. So, what message would you like to share to the audience who might be in a dark place and struggling to find their way out?
Get in the mirror. Get in the mirror because it's only between you and you. That has been huge. And that's Louise Hay,
Yes.
her mirror work.
Yes.
I call on her every day.
Yeah.
And I know this might sound woo-woo to some people, but create a sign. If there's something in your life that you're wanting to change or you would like to do differently, ask for help. You have angels, spirit guides. I believe that. We have angel spirit guides around us, energy of the highest truth that we can call on anytime. So I say, place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, breathe in, breathe, because I know that I catch myself holding my breath sometimes, contracted. Allow yourself to breathe into whatever emotion, whatever feeling that you're feeling, honoring it. Let the tears flow, scream, holler, whatever it is. And then reach for that better feeling, and stand in the mirror and do that. That's powerful. That's so powerful. I keep pointing back here, but there's my mirrors like standing right here. Okay. And every time I get upset, every time I get angry, that's who I go talk to. I go talk to this woman right here. And I ask where I feel it in my body. I talk to myself like a little child, like as if I were a big sister to myself. because I want sisterhood.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I'm in this space. I desire sisterhood. I desire family. I desire to help people connect better to one another. I desire better communication. So I believe it all starts right here. So yeah, get in the mirror and say, I love you to yourself.
What a powerful message. And I really love you saying that, Candice, because I have been following Louise and I have been doing the mirror work and I love the mirror work. Yes.
I love
It
it.
is
So
super
powerful.
powerful, that mirror work. Yeah. And I have asked people, some of my clients, because some people have told me they never spend the time to really look at
Yeah.
themselves in the mirror, to look at their eyes in the mirror. They never did that. They look at themselves just to put makeup and to cover it up, you know?
Yes. Put on our mask. I go to the airports and I travel a lot. And literally, when I'm washing my hands in the bathroom, I'm looking at myself. I'm like, hey, girl, in my mind. Now, sometimes I'll say I love you out loud, and occasionally there'll be women next to me, and I'll see them look, and I'll look at them, and I'll be like, go on, say it to yourself. And they'll be like, Or I've had a couple people go, I love you. Like, and it's just funny. Like, I'm so unapologetic about things now, and I'm so happy, to be happy.
Oh, it is. It is amazing to feel alive, to feel happy, to feel that yes, life is meant to be joyful, Life is not meant to, we are not meant to suffer.
Mm-mm.
It's we can change that story, and this it is in our
Yes.
hands to change that story. Yeah, we are so powerful. So we
Thank
are
you.
super powerful.
Yeah, this,
Yes.
right? Stand in the mirror and go, yes, yes. Like, that's a winner versus being like this. Oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Just be like, yes, you got this.
Yeah. I love
Awesome you, right?
Yes. Yeah. And that's why I call my podcast Amazing You, because we need to find that amazing
Amazing you. Yes, my bad.
inside of us. It's not
Yes.
outside. Yeah.
Thank you so
Candice,
much.
you are welcome. It's so interesting to talk to you. You are such a I I can see that you've done so much work on you, and it is so refreshing to connect with someone like you, such a great soul. Yeah. And you are such an inspiration for everybody who is listening and watching. And my final question to you is, if you can share with us what are some of your goals and aspirations moving forward, and how can the audience connect with you?
Oh, thank you. Well, my goal this year is to help over 230 families live life on purpose.
Mm.
And I truly believe that we all have to just remember, right? We just all need to remember a little bit about what we truly desire,
Mm.
who we truly desire to be, and create that with joy, right? And so people can find me on Facebook mainly. I dribble over into Instagram. I absolutely love Instagram. And it's Candice Renae on Facebook, CandiceRenae. And yeah, I'm all about adventure and really connecting with like minds of self growth, self empowerment, and massive self leadership. And in Instagram is @_ Candice Renae, the same spelling. And I would love to connect. And thank you. It's so good because, yeah, we rise together, right? Like the tides, baby. We are
That's
in
so
this
true.
together.
Yes. We are not alone. We are here to support each other and to connect with each
Yes.
other. We are not here to live isolated. So feel
No
free to
way.
connect with Candice. And Candice, would you like to tell us about what is it that you do as well, so that the audience know how they can get access to what
Oh,
you do?
absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. I am in a beautiful collective of affiliate marketers. We have wonderful partnerships with a beautiful automation platform that
Mm.
allows us to educate ourselves on marketing and sales and content and branding and all the beautiful things here in this space, as well as an amazing 50-year-old company out of Okinawa, Japan, which I had the absolutely. Oh, I got chills again. I got absolutely the pleasure of actually coming back from Okinawa last week and celebrating our 50 years of being in business. So it's a beautiful trifecta of life, I call it. So really creating a beautiful brand, partnering with this automation platform and the gorgeous, gorgeous 50-year-old company. And yeah, and shifting our lives, really transforming families. Being able to spend time with each other when they feel like it, reclaiming our time, reclaiming our finances, and reclaiming our health and wellness. It's huge, the mental health aspect of all of this. You know, that ultimately is a big goal of ours, is to allow people to really reclaim their mental health,
Oh,
because
yes.
we're blown out. Our nervous systems are shot out, and our bodies definitely need some attention. So that's our goal. Yeah, to help over 200. My goal is to help 230 families, but as a collective, we're going to help thousands of families globally.
Yeah, what a beautiful goal that you've got.
Thank you.
And I wish you a lot of success, Candice.
Oh, thank you, doctor.
You're welcome. A lot of success, Candice, in everything that you do. And thank you so much for being on the platform of Amazing
You're
You,
welcome.
for sharing your incredible story and journey. And,
Absolutely.
and I would like to say big thank you to the audience for watching, sharing, and subscribing. And lots of love to all of you. Bye bye.